everyone, this is Science with Teacher Rhea Lee. For today's lesson, we will be studying about water sources. Water covers 70% of the Earth's surface. About 97.5% of the water on Earth is found in the seas and oceans. They are bodies of salt water. 2.5% of the water on Earth is fresh water. Surface water. A surface water source is the water on the Earth's surface. About 97.5% of the water on Earth is found in the seas and oceans. We cannot use or consume salt water because of its high salt content. A sea is a part of an ocean. A sea is located where the land and ocean meet. Seas and oceans are examples of salt water that are also surface water. Fresh water. Rivers and lakes are also surface water, just like seas and oceans. But these sources are made up of fresh water. Fresh water is naturally occurring water that contains very little or no salt. River is a stream of water which flows into a sea. It can also flow into a lake or another river. A lake is usually made up of fresh water surrounded by land. Unlike river, lake water does not flow. Swamp is another example of surface water source. Swamp is a land area flooded with water. Its water can be salt water, brackish water, or fresh water. Brackish water has less salt than salt water, but it has more salt than fresh water. Groundwater sources. Where does the water from the well and the hand pump come from? There is also a water source below the surface of the earth. Due to gravity, the water from the land surface, such as rainwater, seeps into the ground through the spaces between the soil particles or cracks in rocks. The water moves into the ground until it reaches the bedrock that it cannot sink through. Slowly, the water fills up all the spaces and cracks in the ground, and that zone will become saturated water. The water in the saturated zone of the ground is called groundwater or underground water. Sometimes, the groundwater seeps up to the surface of the water source like lakes and seas. Groundwater is also fresh water. Groundwater is the second most abundant source of fresh water on Earth. It can be readily accessed through wells and hand pumps. People use this fresh water for daily activities. Only 2.5% of the water on Earth is fresh water. Most of the fresh water is stored in glaciers and ice sheets. Glaciers are large bodies of ice that move slowly over land. They are formed from fallen snow accumulated over many years and compressed into ice. Ice sheet. Ice sheet is a type of glacier that covers a large area. Thick ice sheets cover most of the area in Antarctica and Greenland. Permafrost and ground ice also contain fresh water. Permafrost is a layer of ground consisting of soil and rocks that remains frozen for at least 2 years. Ground ice is ice that forms in frozen ground. It can be found in spaces between soil particles or cracks in rocks. Soil also contains some fresh water. The humidity in the soil allows plants to grow and animals to live in it. A little amount of fresh water on the earth is found in the atmosphere. The least amount of fresh water on the earth is stored in organisms. In some organisms, water made up about 90% of their bodies. About 70% of a human body is made up of water. Notebook activity. Check the characteristics of the following water sources.